Welcome to another video. This one is about Swarovski Crystal, and I'm going to get tongue-tied when I say that, so bear with me. Swarovski is one of those sort of collectible brands that is turning into the kind of thing you can sort of park your money in and not expect to lose it. Not that I want to make this a consumerist, financial advice, go out and buy it now type video, but it does have that real brand power these days. I'm going to turn off the let me just get a close-up shot. We'll just go ahead and look at the pieces and I'll talk a bit more about Swarovski. We have a little clamshell with a pearl in it, and this has the maker's mark. You will never be able to see, but it's a little swan on the back. This is a snowflake or a Christmas ornament. They do a unique design of these every year. And here I am shipping all my pieces. It says it was 2021. Now these come in a triangular box in blue. I have to turn that off because it's ruining the exposure. And there'll also be an outer box for that. This is a Jungle Beats series bird. I think it's a parakeet. It's coloured, and I'm not sure if the colour is just on the outside. It's almost like it has an iridescent layer. I swear to God, this autofocus is... I'm holding it too close to the item. Anyway, this came out just a few years ago. This has been out for quite a while. It's a porcupine, and it's missing a spine up here. I've just given him a clean with a toothbrush. And yeah, so Swarovski can have the swan maker's mark or like a little SS in a square maker's mark. And we have 3 daisies here. These days the coloured Swarovski is the one that you probably want to aim for if you want to collect this stuff for financial sort of value. But yeah, the brand will always be desirable no matter what the item is, but some things are better than others. And with these snowflakes, it's the kind of merit of the design which determines the value. This one I got from Swarovski directly. They were slashed to half price because the design was not that great, but because people do collect them over the years, I think I'll be able to sell those for a profit. I bought 2 or 3 of them. This one I just bought for myself. These normally retail like $80, and I got a bit of a cheap deal on Amazon for about $60. I was going to buy one of these each year just as something to sort of collect, but I never really bought any more. It hangs from my doorway above the kitchen door. It's quite a nice little thing. It's nice to have a bit of colour in the collection, and I think they've kind of held their value. Some of these animals that they do, the larger ones, are worth a lot. They can be like a foot high or whatever, and they're worth $10,000 or more. So yeah, Swarovski Crystal can be really valuable. They do Disney figures and all kinds of weird things. I don't like all of it, but these are kind of okay. These are for some reason very cheap, these daisies. I think these might have been given as like gifts to people who were subscribed to a purchasing program or something, because I saw something like that on one of the boxes. I'm not going to find it because I'm unorganized. But anyway, so they would come in this little box. I think these are from like very early 2000s, like that. And the green one came in a bigger box with a bunch of these tiny little daisies. I had to Google it to check they really were meant to be in there. That's how I found them in this little baggie. But yeah, that came in a bigger box like that. Now the value is more, I should say, if you have the original box for any of this stuff, and you expect to lose at least 10% if you lose the box. Some of these stars are worth a lot. I would say the most valuable glass I've ever sold, if I had to name the top 10 items, most of them would be Swarovski Crystal snowflakes. I bought an entire collection for $1,500 going back to the 1990s, and progressively sold them over about a year and a half. And some are worth more than $500 each. The boxes on the older ones are white, and there are gold colored ones as well, which well, for some reason not quite worth as much. And like I said, it's the interesting looking stars do tend to sell for more money. What happened was a ton of fakes flooded the market just after I bought my lot, so that crashed the prices because, you know, people couldn't tell the difference and they were just buying the fake ones. And I sold 2 or 3 cheaply at about half what I was expecting to get. Bearing in mind I'd paid $1,500. I bought them at Christmas, so there wasn't time to sell them for that Christmas, so I sort of settled them for 6 months, and that's why the market changed so much. And basically with the others, I just put them up and decided to ask a good price, hoping that the authenticity would win the day, because they had the boxes had, like, you know, patina, right? You could tell these things were genuine, and typically you get little chips on the end where people drop them and stuff. And if they're just tiny little chips, it just helps suggest they're original. There are other things you can look at as well. There are sort of guides on determining authenticity. So yeah, guys, some of those snowflakes are worth a lot of money. Some of the animals are worth a lot of money. For some reason, these daisies are very, very cheap. You could buy a set of these and you're not going to lose money in the future. They're only worth like $30-40 each, if that. Porcupines have gone up. I used to sell these I bought a whole bunch early on, like years ago, and I would sell them for $5 each and struggle to get that. Not porcupines, but like the other little animals. Now something like this is probably worth $50. Same for this. I think I sold a bunch of these for $5 each. I know I had several of them. It's quite a nice little thing. Look out for the fake stuff. It's not necessarily fake if it's not signed Swarovski, but you'll see, you know, things like this, and the sort of corner edges, the vertices are like not crisp. They're slightly rounded. I should have bought a piecing because I have got a fake one. And yeah, these are just nice and crisp, super high clarity crystal. Normally when you see that crispness, you look for the maker's mark and you find it. I think that it's pretty much all signed, if not all. So yeah, actually I'm not sure if this bird is signed. It might be signed on. Oh no, it is signed. Anyway, guys, Swarovski Crystal, it's nice stuff to collect. It's nice stuff to deal in if you can find it. You know, it's kind of grown on me. I actually didn't really like it in the beginning, but they do make a few nice things, I guess. It's all pretty good quality. I just noticed the maker's marks on the pedal here. And like I said, it's on the base of these. I forget where it is on the snowflakes. I think a lot of the snowflakes, it might only be on the tag here, on the mount somewhere. So there it is. Alright guys, that's all the Swarovski I've got at the moment, so I'll leave it there.